Hello class, today we're going to talk about surface area. This is the first video of a four-part series where we talk about four basic things. What is surface area and what are the parts that we've got to look at when we're dealing with total surface area versus lateral surface area. And then in the next few videos, you're going to learn how to find the surface area of a rectangular prism, of a triangular prism, and of a cylinder. So let's talk about surface area. The standard that we're dealing with right now is we're going to use previous knowledge of surface area to make connections to the formulas for lateral and total surface area and determine solutions for problems involving rectangular prisms, triangular prisms, and cylinders. So the first thing that we need to look at is there are some formulas that we can use to find both lateral and total surface area. So we've got a formula for a prism, whether it be a rectangular prism, a triangular prism, or a cylinder even, okay? They kind of fit with the same area, but the prisms are kind of by themselves because they have perimeter, okay? This capital P stands for perimeter of the base. And the H is going to be the height of the figure. Now the height that we're referring to in this particular instance is going to be the distance between the bases. Okay? So for lateral surface area, we'll use a formula of pH. For total surface area, we'll use a formula capital PH plus 2B. And we'll look at what those mean in just a few minutes. For a cylinder, you'll notice that we do have pi in there, okay? Because all circles have pi when we're using that. So the first thing I'd like for us to do is let's define what each of these things mean real quick. And I want to look at it in terms of the total surface area of a prism. The S is always going to stand for surface area. This P, we need to make sure we understand. The P stands for perimeter of the base. Okay, so I'm always going to say that to kind of help make that connection. When we have capital letters, it's always in reference to the base. So the P stands for perimeter of the base. The H is the height of the shape or the figure. Now this height is going to be the distance between the two bases. That's what we need to understand, the distance between the two bases. And then again, the capital B stands for, just like when we dealt with volume, stood for area of the base. Okay, so let's differentiate between total and lateral. Since we have two different types of formulas, why do we have two? Why does in this total surface area we have pH plus 2B, whereas the lateral surface area we just have the pH part? Okay, or in a cylinder we have 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared, and then for lateral we just have 2 pi RH. So let's find out what the difference is. Total surface area. It is the total area of the surface of a three-dimensional object. That means it is all of the faces of that particular shape. So in a rectangular prism, we have 6 faces, and we have to add all of them together. We find the area of each, and we add them all together. Okay, so if it is a triangular prism, then we would have 2 triangles and 3 rectangles, and we would add them all together. So total surface area is just like wrapping a Christmas package. You want to wrap the entire package. We need to know how much space it covers. Now, what's the difference between total and lateral? Well, lateral surface area is the total area of the surface of a three-dimensional object, not including the bases. So we don't include the base part. Okay, now we need to understand something and remember that when we name a three-dimensional object, we name a 3D figure, we always name it based on its base. The base is not always what it's sitting on. So when we look down here at this rectangular prism, we call it a rectangular prism because its base is a rectangle. Now, this one here, this one is called a triangular prism because the base is not what it's sitting on, it is the triangle part. Okay, so that is our base, the triangle. So when we're dealing with our formulas, we need to make sure that we understand that when I'm trying to find the area of the base, that I actually use the base. And you can always determine what the base is based on the name of the shape. So in this other one, this one is called a trapezoidal prism. So the base is actually the trapezoid that is on the ends there. So if I wanted to find total surface area, I would find all the faces. If I wanted to find lateral surface area, I would find everything except for the two bases. And that's what surface area is all about. So when you look at our formulas, when you go back to look at the formulas, you'll notice that this part of the figure, or this part of the formula, are the bases. Area of the base, the two circles that we're going to be dealing with the cylinder in just a few minutes. Okay, so the area of the bases. Okay, well, in lateral surface area, we take the bases out. That's the part that's missing. So it's just the lateral part, just the sides. So that's what surface area is about. Total surface area is the area of all the faces added together. Lateral surface area is the area of all the surfaces except for the bases. Now in the next few videos, I will show you how to calculate surface area of a rectangular prism, surface area of a triangular prism, and surface area of a cylinder.